And we're back with Wednesday.
What?
Hello.
Wednesday.
Hello.
Wednesdays with Leo?
Yeah, Wednesdays with Leo.
Oh God.
Oh, well.
Wednesdays with Leo.
I feel like that would be like a sports channel or something.
It would be. It would 100% be. Or just be a show where we watch a bunch of people who are like washed up and sad and haven't
Even
made it
better.
out of high school.
Even better, it's gotta be like a sports podcast, and like the first episode is just him describing the difference between football and football.
Oh
my God.
I'd watch it, except I wouldn't. Actually, now I want to make it. I want to make a spin-off podcast that's just like...
Where you just continue voicing Leo forever.
Yep, I just voice Leo and it's...
spin-offs.
And it's like, it'd be Leo only. He'd be doing like high school, he'd be like commentary in high school football because high school is all Leo ever had.
Oh, that's so mean. True.
Oh my God.
I miss otters, okay? They squeak.
Fact.
Squeaky toy. You were my favorite squeaky toy. The master took it away.
I'm trying my best to say the line, but I can't. Alright. I stare out the window as we roll down the dusty streets of Echo. Every road, every corner, every trailer, and every tree has a memory attached to it. There, in the middle of the dusty parking lot that belonged to the corner market, is a tiny stand. That used to be where I'd get ice cream after begging for $1 from my parents. It's crumbled and boarded up now, the paint peeling off in tiny chips. And there, in front of Duke's house, is a big flat rock that Jenna was standing on when she told me she was going to run away from home. I can still remember almost exactly how she was silhouetted against the red sunset behind her. And the old train yard there. In the middle of summer, Leo kissed me for the first time while I was sweating buckets under the noon sun. Okay, so they retconned this later on. Because Route 65 has when Leo and Chase first get together, and they kiss at that train station and everything, or at that train yard and everything, but it was on November 2nd in the morning. So this is me now being too big of a fan to know things, so yeah, they changed it.
They kissed then, right at this moment, but then they established a relationship later.
No, they established their relationship that day.
Well, as we said, I think each is an alternate universe, so to speak. Because, like, in Jenna's route, Leo is way more of a dick than he is in Leo's route.
Actually, you know what? Maybe you're right, because I just realized something, and it has to do with Route 65. So for Route 65, basically the premise of the game is you decide who Chase decides he comes out as gay to first, because he's about to get outed, since he accidentally got caught watching gay porn by his parents. That's the premise of the game.
Wolves.
And, there's like a lot of either fan speculation or it was confirmed by the authors that whichever route whoever you had talked to and revealed yourself as being gay to at that time would lead into the route for that person in Echo. So like if you had if you talked to Carl in Route 65, then that would be the prequel then for Echo's Carl's route, and so on and so forth. The only problem is there's no Leo route.
Yeah, because he wouldn't come out as being gay to Leo. He was gay. And
you can choose to try. It's just that Leo's too busy to talk at that time.
I mean, Leo isn't good at this talking thing. He mostly just hides and buries his emotions, so...
Oh yeah, so it's either that Leo is from... The Leo route has to either be from like an alternate universe where this is true instead, or he basically like subsumes somebody else's route. One of the two. Either way.
Right.
He didn't seem to care, though. I look over at Leo. He's got one hand on the wheel, glancing up at the rearview mirror, occasionally trying to trade jabs with Flynn.
I'm regretting not letting him know we're coming.
Is Seb not here?
That's Flynn.
Oh, whoops.
That's Flynn, not Jenna.
No, I was confused because normally Jenna is that color.
She's yellow, like brighter yellow. Flynn gets the orange.
Oh, okay.
Then again,
it was
I have
similar.
my screen's also tinted orange thanks to orange lighting, and I turn off the blue lighting, so maybe I'm wrong about what shade that is.
At least from what I remember, it looked very similar to that color, so that's why I was like, Jenna!
Yeah, it kind of looks like Jenna's.
Yeah, Jenna and Flynn have similar colors. Seb, are you still here?
Sebastian?
He might be, but he is on mute.
He is
Oh.
muted. Sounds good.
Wait, so fill my brain in. Why are we hanging out with Flynn right now?
So you were told
We
that
slept-
on Wednesday you're going to hold a surprise party for Carl.
Yeah, I remember that. And we slept the night with
With
we
Leo.
slept. Yeah. And so are we just Flynn's just going with us for the surprise party?
Yeah, because we picked him up so that way he can join us. Because remember, Leo wants to get the entire group together and everything.
I doth return.
Oh, okay.
Yay! You have it.
I got to my computer screen. I'm like, oh yeah,
I didn't even hear that you laughed. Sorry.
yeah. All right, hold on. All right. Did I have a particular voice for Flynn, or was it just mine?
You were very snarky with it. So use your snarky voice at least.
Okay. I'm regretting not letting him know we're coming. You know, you'll be lucky if he even gets his ass out of bed.
We'll call him then.
And what if he doesn't answer?
Leo doesn't say anything, instead focusing back on the road. TJ fills the silence after a while.
Well, I don't think it's too weird. It's just like we're hanging out again. Nothing wrong with that.
Flynn?
Sure, but making it about Carl is just weird. Maybe if his birthday was like next week, 2 weeks tops.
Oh, hush, Flynn. It'll just be like we're hanging out. You acting weird about it isn't going to help anything.
The car starts slowing down, and I snap out my daydreaming to look up, knowing we definitely aren't at Carl's house yet. That's when I see a round canine figure standing up further on the side of the road. She's standing in the dirt that separates the road and the field in front of a broken, rusted barbed wire fence.
I think that's Janice.
So just so Sam knows, Janice is the coyote waitress who works at the diner in town. She's very nice. She's friendly. She's like, oh, Chase, you're back in town. Tell me all about that. Leo, make sure you don't cause too much trouble in my diner, or else I'm gonna have to kick your ass out of here.
Wait, I'm missing something. How did I get everybody to come together, including TJ and Flynn? Are they just chill with each other now on my route?
Maybe.
Okay.
Yeah,
No
I was gonna
problem.
say, I couldn't remember.
I don't remember, like, everybody making up. Like, it's suddenly we're just all in the, Oh, no, wait. Because we went to the mall.
You guys went to the mall on Tuesday with TJ, Jenna, and Chase, and Leo. Flynn was not
Correct.
there. However, Leo said that he would talk with Flynn and get Flynn to come. So whatever he talked
Yes,
about with
that's what's
Flynn
happening.
seems to gotten to at least put aside everything. Though he has not apologized to TJ or anyone else, so there's still that little bit of tension. I'll let that be known.
Gotcha.
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
But
That
yeah.
makes sense.
So that's Janice. She's here. She's the nice kind of waitress lady. I look over at Leo, and he seems concerned. His brows furrowed as he carefully steers the car right up to next to the coyote. I can see why. She's crouched over, elbows over knees, staring at the ground.
Roll down your window, Chase.
I do as he says, struggling a little with the old crank handle.
The hell is she doing out here?
We come to a stop next to the coyote, kicking up some dust.
I don't know. Hey!
Leo leans over me and smiles at Janice. No, TJ, no!
TJ plays with his cats in the back seat.
Leo leans over me and smiles at Janice, who's still looking at the ground.
Everything all...
Leo's voice cuts off in a weird choking sound. I look at him, confused, then look back out the window. And I can't help myself, but I gasp. It was hard to tell from the angle and all the dust kicked up by the van, but now I can see that Janice has her pants down around her thighs. I can also see everything else. I sit back quietly and avert my eyes, looking out the windshield instead.
What the fuck?
Oh my god. Leo, keep going.
Jenna whispers it, her voice strained.
Oh, sorry,
Leo stops talking and I chance a glance out the window again. Janice is looking at us now, and she's smiling. It's a weird smile because it isn't touching her eyes. It's unnerving. Leo stares back. Leo, let's just go. I hiss out the side of my mouth, staring out the windshield again. He seems reluctant to, though, looking concerned.
Janice, do you need some help?
His tone is one you might use on a toddler. Or a crazy person. I don't hear her say anything, except maybe a grunt. Leo bravely keeps trying, though.
We can give you a ride.
Leo stops talking in time for me to hear a pattering sound. A sound I recognized well from my time as a kid pissing on the dirt roads of Echo. The van lurches forward, then resumes a smoother acceleration back onto the empty road.
Holy shit. What the fuck was that?
I don't...
Leo's frowning, looking as confused as I've ever seen him.
Should I go back?
No.
I look back and see TJ covering his face.
Maybe. She could be having some kind of psychotic episode.
Oh, or maybe she just had to piss.
I don't think so. Do you see the way she looked at me?
She was probably just on something. Isn't everyone?
No, she doesn't do stuff like that.
Well, maybe she does. You never know with people. Again, Leo doesn't say anything, and neither does anyone else. We don't go back. So remember how I said that Wednesdays when you start getting hints about something not being right with town?
Yeah.
That's Janice.
Haha.
Oh boy.
Poor Janice.
Poor Janice, indeed.
Yo, how much money does Carl have?
His family owns
Well-
an ice cream business.
That house is legit.
Yeah, that's an actual house.
The rest of them all live in like trailers, and he's out here in this like fancy desert house.
Oh, I'll let you know, that's not even like a third of his house right there, that scene, that picture.
Yo, why are we having this party at Leo's, dude? Party?
It's not at Leo's,
Party
it's at Carl's. They're holding the party at Carl's.
Oh, good. I was gonna say party at Carl's, man.
I fucking told ya.
Leo stabs the doorbell again, frustration etched across his face. I shift the bag I'm carrying around my paws, trying to look through the frosted glass on the sides of the door. Maybe he's getting high?
He should still be able to hear.
I mean, maybe he just doesn't want to. TJ holds up his phone.
He's not answering his phone either.
Leo knocks on the door hard, his bicep bulging.
Well, I guess breaking the door might get us inside.
Leo stands back, paws on his waist as he takes a deep breath. He's determined. And I guess he should be, considering he set all this up.
We should have just told him that to meet us at the diner or something.
Do they lock their windows?
What?
Leo growls.
Arr. It's not like we're breaking in.
TJ's ears pin back, a frown on his face.
You kinda are, not gonna lie.
Not breaking in. We're just saying hi to a friend. by sneaking in his windows and breaking down his door. I don't know what the problem is.
Officer, we were invited by ourselves.
Hey, we weren't inviting ourselves. Not Leo. Wrong name.
Carl?
Carl knew he wanted us here. He just didn't know it. We're
Carl's
fulfilling
asleep
all
and
of his
doesn't care.
promises.
Siri just did.
Listen, guys, I need to make it not weird to be with my long-lost boyfriend.
This is my...
That's no reason to celebrate a birthday early.
I really don't know why I'm celebrating his birthday like 2 months early. I'm sure there's going to be a story reason about that, but, you know, right now I'm trying to make it cool, even though really I'm just trying to get in Chase's pants, all right? Can you guys go along with this? That's how I got you to join in the first place, Flynn.
So this is basically Leo's route. He's like, this is my party. I'll have my own meltdown if I want to.
It's supposed to be for Carl, but it's really my party. Okay?
It's my party, and I'll cry if I want to, okay?
Try more.
I'll cry if I want to. You would cry too if it happened to you.
Yeah, if you want.
Squeaky
Yeah.
toys. I miss my beautiful squeaky toy, okay?
Shut up.
And here Chase is in the background just kind of going like, oh, why did I come back again? The wolf puts a paw on his forehead, closing his eyes.
Sorry, but I think he's just asleep, and it shouldn't be too hard to just get in there and wake him up.
They break in, they just slap Carl around a little like, wake the fuck up, it's your birthday now!
Fuck up. We're celebrating.
Your birthday in a month.
Yeah, his birthday's at the end of April, and this is like the middle of March, so there's a reason why everyone's like, are we certain we want to do this?
We bought you gifts, okay? TJ over here bought you a squeaky toy.
Oh my gosh.
I look over at the side of the house and see a window well. I point at it. What about that?
Too small.
I could probably fit.
You're built different.
The trauma.
Oh my god.
She hops off the front porch and crouches. No, not the crouch. She hops off the front porch and crouches down next to the window, pushing at it, whispering, muttering, I'm built different the entire time.
Wait, there's a security sticker here.
Well, you gotta arm it first. And Carl's such a lazy ass, I know he didn't. Besides, if we set off we can just run. It's not like they'll show up anytime soon.
Or, instead of acting like criminals, we can just stay until the cop shows up. She knows us.
Jenna hesitates, then pushes at the window again, but it doesn't budge.
Locked.
Well, let's try the one above it.
That's too high.
Okay, I'll just throw you and... Oh, wow. Literally, that is exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to boost you up. I'm desperate, and I don't understand why.
You're horny, that's what it is.
Yeah, but this isn't helping me get in an Otter's pants. What do I want to do? Get into Carl's pants?
I mean, whatever floats your boat, you know.
No, you weren't here for this route. I literally searched porn that is...
Oh yeah,
specifically wolf and otter.
Yeah, he means
creepy.
Leo, not himself in real life. He's just getting a little too attached to Leo.
May I be clear? Person DJ does not search for wolf otter porn.
What?
Oh Lord,
Like,
no!
oh my God.
Please and thank you, no!
On that note, I gotta leave. Good night, everyone.
Have a good night, Sam.
Night, Sam.
It's him.
Oh, man.
All right, I'll take over for TJ for right now.
Okay.
This is why you don't use a character voice. This is why you make your character voice very different than your real voice.
I mean, for some characters it's fine. For this game definitely gets saucy at some points, but it also gets like very serious too. So it's good to have a character voice.
Yeah.
I think this is going a little too far.
Shut up, TJ.
Wow, what? Can't we just all like gather in the name of the Lord and just wish that Carl
Not
a
up
happy
with your
blessed...
frickin' Jesus.
Oh, okay.
Actually, in fairness, I just thought that Leo wouldn't.
Let TJ do his thing.
Yeah.
If it feels...
Leo wouldn't shut TJ down like that.
Yeah, he
so
wouldn't
I take that back.
shut TJ down. I thought you were about to say something else. So
I would.
oh, yeah,
Yes.
definitely
Flynn
Flynn
would, yes.
Flynn wouldn't just shut TJ down. He'd pick TJ up and spike him.
This is true. I'm looking forward to this recording because I'm looking forward to us having stored on our computers somewhere that statement.
Yeah. I'm trying.
Like, no, I don't look up Wolf and Otter.
Okay, so
Oh
like
my
the thing is,
gosh.
I'm thinking about like all of the times I've recorded anything. I still think the most embarrassing thing I've ever said, like actually said, was me talking about the first time I ever had my period. That's definitely the most embarrassing one. And Hannah, you were the only person there that's seen it aside from Rosie.
Yep.
And you remember how I was not cool with having to describe that.
You're like, Because I think, what was it? It was like, oh, here's a middle school option.
Yeah, I saw the elementary and the high school option. No, it was high school and the college options before. I was like, I saw both those. I don't know what the middle school option is. And we're like, let's all check the middle school option. Big mistake.
Why'd you do this? Why'd you do this thing?
Especially because I had to voice the character talking about the first time she had a period in public.
Yeah.
Oh man, I feel my like heartbeat raising just remembering having to talk about that.
The struggle is real.
Leo ignores him and stands next to the window before making a platform for Jenna's foot with his paws. Steadying herself with her paws against the wall of the house, Leo easily lifts Jenna and she manages to grab the ledge.
Fucking hell. This is so stupid.
Flynn mutters next to me, but I make a point of not looking over at him. I feel for Leo. He worked hard to make this happen, and everyone's giving him a hard time over it.
Because he's weirdly obsessive.
Jenna pushes against the window, and it glides open easily.
Yes! Now I'm going to boost you all the way up. Hold on.
Careful.
Like there's some kind of cheerleading duo, Leo, I was about to say Jenna shoves Leo, but I could see that too.
Yep.
Leo shoves Jenna all the way up with one paw, and she disappears through the window. Her bushed tail is the last thing we see, until she pokes her head back through.
Kitchen. I fell in the sink.
Great. Now unlock the door.
She disappears again, and we make our way back to the front door.
Leo, you're fucking crazy.
If you don't shut your fucking mouth, Flynn, I'll kick you right in your... Whoa.
Oh,
In your female squeaky toy. Wow. Let's make that canon. Female squeaky toy. Sound good? Oh, he looks concerned. He looks so concerned.
Leo turns on him, one foot in front of the other. Flynn shuts up then, and me and TJ are left to shift around uncomfortably on the porch.
Yeah.
It's like, holy shit.
Finally, we hear the door rattling, and it opens.
Called his name, but he didn't answer.
Well, he's gotta be here. It's not like he can go anywhere, or would want to.
Carl's house is as massive and immaculate as I remember it. Yeah, no, Carl... So Carl is the rich person in town. Like, the rich person.
Yeah.
I don't mean a rich person. He and his family are the rich family. There are no others.
That makes sense. They're in a small town in the middle of nowhere, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Carl's route explains it a lot more because basically Carl's family is descended from one of the town founders who found the mine filled with like all the various valuable minerals and everything. So he became fabulously wealthy off that. However, he eventually had to leave the town, and he went ahead and created an ice cream business and became even more fabulously wealthy.
Love it.
Woo!
I mean, rich off ice cream, I have zero complaints about that. If you want to get stupid rich making me happy with ice cream, I'm okay.
Carl's route will make you maybe not feel the same way about that in the future.
Oh boy. Shady ice cream.
Wait, did I actually say this line? Oh, I did.
Yeah.
It is a mansion, after all. There are a few bowls and wrappers lying around on the marble counters. I assume that's because Carl's parents aren't here to tell him to not be a slob. Had to clear my throat a little. Flynn immediately heads up the stairs.
Yo, Carl!
I set the bag down on the table, and TJ sets the cake there too. I look over at him. You alright? Yeah, why? Just asking. How was your hike with Jenna? Alright. Wish you were there, though. Yeah, me too. I might go again in a day or two if you'd like. Sure, why not?
Because you'll be too busy wanting to be with me.
I promised myself that that wasn't an empty promise.
Sure it's not. Just be with me.
Well, he's not in his room.
Flynn's actually looking a little worried now.
Maybe he went for a walk?
Carl? Walking? In this weather? Hell no.
Does he have any other friends? Maybe he went out somewhere.
I don't think so.
Well, let's do a quick sweep of the house. It's a big place. Try to smell some pot. Go wherever you smell it coming from.
Follow the pot and see where it goes.
Follow the green-tinged rainbow road.
Yeah. Let's go.
Let's go, man.
I feel like the moment they don't smell pot in this house, they should be like, he's not here.
Flynn heads back upstairs, and Jenna and Leo head for the downstairs. TJ looks around the kitchen, then moves over to the living room, checking the couches. I decide to head out back. It's not just to get away from the others, since things feel unusually tense between us today. As I step out into the backyard, I'm a little surprised. It's different from when I was last here. The playset is gone, and so is the massive trampoline they used to have. The biggest shock, though, is seeing that the huge treehouse that used to sit in the old oak tree is gone. I stand there for a moment, feeling a vague sense of loss. I have too many good memories of that place. Time moves too fucking fast. After a while, I remember why I'm here, and look around again. No Carl, of course, but I start walking around anyway, looking behind bushes, even though I know it's stupid. While I felt for Leo, I could still see where Flynn was coming from. It would have been a way better idea to warn Carl, or just meet up somewhere else. Leo just gets carried away with a little when he has his heart set on something. Sorry, I just drank a lot of water and I need to clear out the phlegm.
That's totally fine.
Flynn?
Yeah, the phlegm. Get the phlegm out of my throat.
Why am I in here?
We want you gone, Flynn. Actually, I don't want you gone. I desperately want all my friends together. Because I think if I perfectly recreate high school, my boyfriend will fall in love with me again.
I
High school
genuinely
never
don't think that's how it
ends.
works.
You know, I think you can get Flynn to agree if you use some gentle persuasion.
No, it'd be rough.
Oh no, gentle persuasion. Don't worry. You'll see what gentle persuasion is in the future.
No? I don't
So
want to.
in a weird world here, I kind of ship Flynn and Carl.
So you want to know a fun thing about that?
What?
There is actually an extra side story about Flynn and Carl hanging out together.
Yep. It's just because Carl simultaneously isn't a jerk back to Flynn, but also calls out his bullshit, and I like that, right? Like, and then Flynn is like kind of wants Carl to be a better person, but he also like accepts Carl for who he is. So I dig that.
Oh yeah, well that's the other thing is Carl and Flynn got a lot closer after like everyone else left because pretty much they were the only two people left of their friend group in town. Technically Leo was there too, but that's a technical. Leo is not really all that mentally there because, you know, he didn't have his Otter
Everybody
squeaky
left
toy.
me. I was staring at online squeaky toys on Amazon ?
Oh boy.
That's my search history is Otter squeaky toys.
That's
prob-
a great search history.
Look at this. Otter again. Wait a minute, why is Gila Monster in your search result? Are you cheating on me? Either way, he probably had the whole scene planned out in his head before he even got here. Mostly, I just feel bad for him. He's been working really hard to make this trip interesting for all of us. I think it's our fault more than anything that nothing's working out. Flynn's a dick, Carl doesn't care. Jenna's also kind of being a dick, which is really impressive. And TJ's also always into stuff that none of us are into. And that's totally TJ's fault, for not having more common interests. Or being more, you know, like a rock.
How is Jenna being a dick?
So Jenna is not forgiving Flynn. She, in some of the routes, she flat out just refuses and does not budge at forgiving Flynn.
I mean,
She also pokes at Leo a lot and kind of like tries to upset him at some points because she finds it funny.
She kind of does, doesn't she?
Mm-hmm.
Jenna, she's kind of a dick to Leo.
But like
Like
that's the thing.
the whole carnival ride, the whole carnival thing.
Yeah, well, at least
She
whenever
did that
gets-
just to f with him, but I feel like
I think whenever she gets in a competitive streak, she does kind of.
well, more than
Yeah.
that though, I actually think she doesn't see. So her memory of Flynn is Leo, is him being one of the most powerful of all of them and the most having his shit together.
Not quite.
And,
So I
'cause-
just want to share one thing about this because this will help put a lot into context. Of the friend group, the friends had basically started bonding together in one particular order. So the first people in the friend group were actually Jenna and Chase. They became friends before anyone else were friends in that entire group. And that was like when they were very young. Then Leo, when he moved in, couldn't speak a lick of English, but he hung out with Jenna and Chase, and those three became like the core of the friend group. That's why like there's that scene when they're all out in front of the motel, and Jenna goes and says, "All right, now that we're done with our trio thing, I need you two to fucking talk because we're not gonna sit here and just let this boil over."
Oh, okay.
So they're the oldest grouping of friends between them, those three. Carl joined them next. Then I think it was TJ. Then they got Flynn, and Sydney I think was last, or maybe it was Sydney then Flynn. But either way, like within like 2 or 3 years, they were all hanging out together. But
I mean, who cares
before
about
that,
Sydney? She drowned, so
but yeah.
he drowned.
I mean, sure, yeah, Sydney's totally not important.
Yep.
So yeah, when it comes to it, don't forget that basically Chase, Jenna, and Leo had been friends since Jenna and Chase were 6 years old and Leo was maybe 8.
Okay, cool.
So like, there's a reason why they have that competitive streak, why they are willing to kind of let each other at least go for a lot more. and kind of like, oh yeah, it's okay if Jenna triggers Chase's arachnophobia because she knows she shouldn't push it too far type of deal.
Yeah, makes sense.
And it's because, yeah, it's just a stupidly long relationship. You let somebody who you know that long kind of let those things go.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. She feels she doesn't see how effed up Leo is now, right? Because he puts on a persona a lot.
True.
And she has ribbed him for a long time, so she's ready to just return to that.
Mm-hmm.
But he's been sad and lonely and depressed for the past 3 years. So whereas what was playful ribbing 3 years ago is painful to him, but she doesn't realize that.
Mm-hmm. Because, yeah, the other thing is, remember, that Jenna, Chase, and TJ have not been in town for the past 3 years, so they do not realize how bad off Leo was, as compared to Chase, as compared to Carl and Flynn. Correct.
Here we go, personality of a rock again.
And I'm just boring. As around the corner of the house, I'm surprised to see Flynn standing there. He must have come out from the front door. Oh, hey Flynn. I thought you were upstairs. Flynn doesn't seem surprised at all to find me out here, which makes me think he was looking for me.
I did. I wasn't there, so I thought I'd look outside.
Oh, well, he's not in the back, so... I don't know why, but Flynn is making me feel awkward as hell. Is something wrong? Flynn folded his arms and leans up against the house.
Well, Carl's missing, so I guess that's a problem, huh?
Yeah. I try to think of something to say. Well, I'm sure he's just hiding somewhere, or maybe he's out at the diner. Probably just got tired of being stuck in his own house.
Yeah.
He straightens up again and steps forward, and I don't know why, but I take a step back.
You were hanging out with Leo yesterday, right?
Yeah, for a little while.
You spend the night there?
I pause for a second to give him the hint that I'm not exactly okay with him prying like this, but I answer anyway. No, I got back to the motel at like 3.
Huh.
Yeah. I start to turn back around. Hey, why don't we check the basement?
Case.
He's got the same tone as a disappointed parent, and that kind of pisses me off. I turn back around. What?
You realize what you're doing is stupid, right?
Excuse me?
Getting back with him during fucking spring break? Pretty stupid, right?
I had a feeling that that's where this was going. And now that I know for sure, I'm definitely pissed off now.
No, actually, it's really freaking good advice. You and Leo.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. The internet is not treating you guys well.
Oh,
I
well,
thought it
we're
was
saying
just
that,
me for a sec.
yeah, no, so
Okay.
we're saying that papaya.
Yeah, I can hear you, but it's coming in through garbled.
Yeah.
That's sad. No, I'm proud of Flynn because for Leo and for Chase, this is doing nothing but for people.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right, yeah, you are definitely better now for your audio.
That's good. For Leo and for Chase, this is hurting people, right? Like,
and really, I mean, there are some people, like I've known some people who, like, they needed some time apart before they got back together again.
I mean, they had 3 years.
But at the same time, there's a lot of couples where it's not healthy for them to break up and then get back together again.
I mean, it's only been a 3-year break.
We were on a break, sis Ross.
For 3 years.
This is so unhealthy, and I love how Flynn is actually calling that out.
Yeah, no, Flynn... Okay, so this is the one redeeming trait about Flynn, is he does call out a lot of everyone else's BS.
Yeah. But like this seems to be a place of genuine concern for
Mhm.
both like for both Leo and Chase, right? Like he's not just being a dick. He's just like
He's like, this is unhealthy.
well, because
Yeah.
he's seen that Leo needs to heal, right? Like he's seen that Leo is in a bad place because he misses Chase so much. And he's seen that firsthand because Leo has this like big person kind of thing. And he's seen him like absolutely collapse. Which is why he's like, Chase, stop.
So I have a theory. I haven't gone through Flynn's route yet, obviously, but my theory is just from like what we saw early in his route, where the fact he is like very aggressive with Chase about like pursuing him and everything.
Mm-hmm.
I have a theory that Flynn is very much interested in having his friends have good lives, but he doesn't think that he deserves happiness or something. You know?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Like that's how I kind of read him a little bit, is that he like doesn't think that he should be happy, but he wants his friends to be happy at least.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about that, Seb? It's your character.
There's definitely some kind of like he doesn't feel deserving. Like there I'm pretty sure there's like definitely an emptiness he's trying to fill with whatever he's trying to do on his route, but I don't think it's gonna work.
Oh yeah. All right.
Papaya?
Yeah, Papaya. Did you not hear us?
I heard Seb. I didn't hear what your response to Seb.
I didn't say anything, but just oh yeah.
Okay, cool.
okay.
We're good then.
Okay.
How is that any of your business?
How is it not? You two seem pretty okay with making it our business, right?
No. He sneers at me.
Curling up at the lake where our friend died is pretty messed up, isn't it?
What?
I saw you two. You know I did.
So what? What does that have to do with Sydney?
Guess I just find it weird that you'd start up your old flame on what's practically a grave.
What the hell are you talking about? Feelings changed from anger to bewilderment. I did know what he was talking about, I just didn't know why.
Well, since it's all out in the open now, why not talk about it?
You're the one that put it out in the open. In the worst way possible, by the way. His sneer disappears. I just don't get why you're connecting those two things. We weren't even talking about Sydney.
How? What else does that, like, make you think of?
I'm at a loss for words. Totally confused. This is Flynn. I never talked about Sydney with him after it happened. I was too scared to. Well, I don't think of it as his grave or anything.
Really? It's just a fucking lake to you then, huh?
He didn't die there, Flynn. It was in the hospital.
Might as well have been there, right?
I swallow hard, wanting desperately to get back inside. Let's not talk about this right now.
Oh, I guess I was confused. Everyone's been telling me that I need to talk about it.
Well, not like this. Not with just me here. We should all be together if we want to have this talk. I turn around again, making it clear that I'm leaving.
Wait.
The change of tone in his voice makes me turn around again. It's softer, almost pleading. I'm not used to hearing Flynn talk like this.
I'm trying to look out for you, Chase. He's not...
I feel some of that anger returning. He's not what?
Well, he's not exactly a stable guy, is he?
I laugh. And you are? He dips his head, and I can tell he's embarrassed, even though he doesn't have the ears to tell me so. And not just you, all of us. We're all a little fucking crazy, aren't we? Flynn smiles a little bit.
That's what happens when you live in Echo.
That's what all the kids at school said. Flynn frowns again.
Listen, I'm just looking out for you. He's just...
I sobbed loudly and covered my face with a paw for a second. I was hoping I'd be able to change the subject, but now we're back at Leo. I'm surprised when I lower my paw and Flynn is just a few feet away. Flynn, just drop it. It's none of your business. His gaze hardens.
I think it is when I see a friend taking advantage of another friend.
Taking advantage of me?
Yeah. Has been since you were fucking 15.
I immediately know what he's implying. Fuck off, Flynn. You're acting like my fucking parent. He takes another step forward, and I back away, but he angles it so that I'm pressed up against the house. I get the urge to run away, but I feel like doing that will only affirm how much this has already escalated. There's a change in him as well. Something unfamiliar in his eyes, in his stance, in his voice even. He leans down to my height.
Like playing with fire, huh? You've seen it in his eyes. He's fucking crazy.
He pokes me in the chest to emphasize his words. Crazy? Kinda like you are right now? Flynn pulls away, straightening his back, but still looking down at me.
Yeah? Well, maybe I am.
The awkward silence stretches out, seeming to go on, until...
You know what? I think.
Peace.
Both our muzzles flick in the direction of Leo's voice, mine to the right, Flynn to his left. Leo's standing there, ears perked forward, though his expression seems neutral. I wonder how long he'd been standing there. I can tell Flynn's wondering the same thing.
Any sign of him?
No. I slide out from under Flynn, making my way towards Leo. I checked the back, but I didn't see him anywhere. Leo doesn't even look at me, staring over the top of my head. I look and see Flynn standing back there, his shoulders still tensed. That's when I feel Leo's heavy, strong arms drape over my shoulders. Flynn's eyes narrow.
Let's get back inside then.
As Leo leads me away, I get the feeling that he's still staring Flynn down, even though I don't look up to check. I'm getting worried.
No shit. Carl just doesn't disappear from his house like this. Doesn't have to go anywhere to go.
Calm down. He could be anywhere. He has more friends than just us.
The fact that he isn't answering his phone is kind of fucking suspicious.
Leo holds up his paws.
You know he forgets to charge his phone sometimes.
Flynn's getting more and more frustrated, starting to pace around the living room.
He never goes out with any he never goes out with other friends. That's the problem.
Listen, maybe we should just wait.
You can wait. I'll wait here. I'm gonna find him.
Flynn makes for the door, and before anyone can say anything, it's slamming shut behind him. We sit in silence for a while, staring at the door that Flynn just took off through. Leo lets out his breath in a long sigh, rubbing his face.
All right, let's think. Where else does Carl have to go?
The comic book shop? Leo looks at me for a second.
Maybe. If someone gave him a ride. But like Flynn said, does he have anyone else to do that for him?
Well, if you guys are going to do that, then I'll probably stay here in case he comes back.
Yeah, and we can keep looking.
Sounds good. Just me and the boyfriend.
Leo pulls his keys out from his pocket, then looks back at me.
Squeaky toy, you coming over?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Squeak. follow Leo out the door, actually starting to feel worried about Carl. Just now, I wasn't that worried before. That's nothing. It'll be fine. It's not like he was my best friend or anything.
No, that's me. I'm your best friend and your boyfriend. I'm the important one. I'm the only important one.
I'm your best friend, your boyfriend, your childhood friend, your snarky friend, your Christian friend. Well, maybe not your Christian friend, but...
TJ gets that.
Yes.
TJ's allowed one. We walk around the mall for about an hour, checking the food court in every shop we pass. It's clear that this idea was pretty hopeless from the beginning. Jenna lets us know that Carl hasn't showed up at his house either, and that they're headed back to the motel. Finally, Leo and I call it quits, and head back to his house before walking to the diner for dinner. I did it this time, guys!
Yay!
So, where do you think he went? Leo's hunched over, an elbow on the table, and his chin in his paw, staring out the window.
Don't know.
Do you think we should call someone?
Like the cops? Not yet. He's an adult, so they won't really look into it until it's been days. We should probably call his parents, though, if he doesn't show up by tonight.
I don't say anything, stirring my milkshake around. I glance back over to the kitchen area, watching a very tired-looking Janice gather up plates before taking them to the back. I was pretty much mortified when I realized she was here, and about to take her order, mostly because I was embarrassed for her. She didn't really say anything, though, just took our order and left. I examined my milkshake closely, though for what, I'm not sure.
I'm not too worried, though. He's been under a lot of stress. And probably just wanted to leave town for a while.
But who would he do that with? And why wouldn't he tell us? Leo sips on his milkshake, and I wait for him to finish.
I guess things really have changed.
Yeah? I rest my chin in my palm, meeting his eyes so he knows I'm listening.
I mean, the way Flynn was acting all day, he really can't stand us anymore. Carl probably just feels the same way.
I don't think so. Flynn's usually been that way, right?
Not like that. Like the way he was talking to you earlier.
So he did hear.
Yes, you were right. I should have just left shit alone. We all used to fit together so well, but now we've all changed, and it's like we're bending ourselves to fit again.
I guess that's just life, right? Leo grunts and keeps staring out the window.
It's not life. I want you back. I want everything back.
I want you back.
I want my world back.
It's clear.
I want my high school days back.
I like that you guys keep making these jokes, because that's going to hurt you in the long run. I will let you know that. You guys are going to be emotionally devastated by something in the future.
It's not that. Here's the thing. I understand Leo, like, 110%. Because, like, it took me till, like, my junior, maybe even my senior year of college, to really be like, oh no, high school's over and I'm happy about that. Right? Like, so I can actually relate more than I'm teasing him. I'm teasing him because I can relate. Like, I was very much so like, oh, in high school I was popular and loved, and now I'm at this massive university and I don't know anybody and I'm so lonely.
See, I have the opposite experience, so I think that's part of the reason why I understand Chase. I was bullied relentlessly for a variety of reasons throughout my high school and middle school years. So by the time I left my hometown, at least in that area, I'll call it my hometown because I spent the most time there for my education experience, I was kind of happy to not have to ever go back ever again.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, while I have, like, my friends that were there and I think back on them fondly, that town can fuck off. Most of the people in that town were pretty shitty. So I get where Chase is coming from with that. There's, like, plenty of, like, small, like, not small people, but, like, people in general in that area that I can think of that were good. but it did not outweigh the negative impression and experience I had within that area. So I get like why Chase just is not invested in ever staying in Echo.
No, that makes sense.
So like once I started college, it was basically when I felt like my life began in a way.
Yeah, no, I get that. I feel like that's how people's lives go. They either kind of do one or the other, right?
Mm-hmm.
But as I said, then junior year of college rolled around and I was like, no, I'm all right.
And yeah, don't forget that Leo dropped out of college, so...
An extra level of hurt, correct.
Well, he didn't drop out because of bad grades or anything. It was because he was needed for his family business.
And he couldn't live without Chase.
I mean, sure, that too. It's clear how much he wanted this all to work out. To give us the opportunity for one last hurrah before we separated for good. And now I'm actually pretty angry at myself. And the others. This is our last chance to really say our goodbyes, and it's like we don't care at all. Jenna and TJ are off doing their own thing. Carl's getting lost and probably high. And Flynn's being Flynn. I lean forward, then grinning. You know, I'm really happy you planned all this. Slowly, Leo shifts his attention from the sunset to my face. I smile widely for him. This is the most fun I've had all year, even though everyone's acting like a dick. I dip my head self-consciously. Including me. I know. But this whole thing has reminded me about a lot of the good things in this town. And even though things have been kind of shitty, I think it's a good note to leave off on. Leo raises his brows. Because weren't things always shitty? It's part of the experience. Leo stares at me for a long time, and I feel my grin starting to fade. But then he reaches forward and rubs a thumb up on my nose. I blink in surprise, and he shows me the smear of white on his thumb pad.
Sorry, it was hard to take you seriously looking like a cakehead. Cokehead.
Ah, yes, my icing addiction.
Doesn't have an icing addiction.
No.
He grins and licks his thumbs.
Nom a nom.
I blush and grab a napkin to wipe my face, but Leo rests a paw on my arm.
I'll lick it all off, don't worry. But seriously, thanks. For trying, at least.
Leo looks like he's about to say something else, hesitates, then opens his muzzle again. I guess this should be somebody else?
I guess I can
Yeah,
say
go for it.
cute.
Leo and I look up to see a lanky, patchy... Oh, no, I know who this is. This should be a male character.
Okay.
Look up... Yeah, go for it. A lanky, patchy, ugly, ring-tailed cat staring down at us with beady black eyes.
I don't know if you knew, but there's a lot of other people in here trying to enjoy their meal.
Clint puts a paw down on the edge of the table, leaning in.
Could you try not to ruin it for us?
He grins at me, showing me just how many teeth he's missing. Guess he graduated from huffing paint since the last time I saw him.
The hell are you doing here, Chase? Didn't you dump his fat ass?
I grimace. I can't tell if he's joking or not, or if he's still the same asshole that I remember him as. I haven't talked to him in years. Well, it kinda looks like you dumped your own ass, Clint. What happened to you?
Oof.
I can see Clint's brain work as he digests what I said, deciding whether or not he should be offended. I can also see his tail twitching behind him, and it's patchy too, leaving some parts of it bald, like a rat's tail.
Actually, Clint, you're right. We're all trying to eat. There's a smelly, ugly, ring-tailed skeleton ruining it for us.
Clint flicks his attention from me to Leo, who smiles sweetly at him.
Mind doing us all the favor of getting the fuck out?
Clint leans in low to the table, putting his face up next to Leo's. Leo
Your
keeping...
breath smells.
Leo keeps... Oh, yeah?
No, nothing.
Okay. Leo keeps a straight face, and I'm impressed because I can smell the stench of Clint's breath even from here.
See?
Now,
Think you're
yeah.
funny?
Yeah, you don't have to say that word. I was about to say, so Clint is a complicated character in this route. He isn't the best person, but he's also not evil, at least. Not, like, pure evil. Just so you know, for, like, his motivations and everything.
Gotcha.
I don't want to spoil it, but yeah. Basically, I went from, like, wow, this guy's a racist piece of shit, to, god damn it, why'd you make me feel things for a goddamn racist piece of crap game?
Well done on the games part, actually.
Yeah, no, that
Yeah,
is actually
it's
really
actually
good.
got some good writing. This was actually the route that made me go, holy crap, the writing's actually really freaking good.
Yeah, well, I told you, I like Leo. I'm pissed at him, but I like him.
This might be a conversation to have at a time, not during a recording, but
Okay.
I'm not sure what the term means.
I will explain that then out of recording. Yeah. Also, I just realized the time. Seb, do you need to go sleep?
Oh, I probably should.
Because we can finish up this, and then I'll post this so that way people can view it and everything. I'll do, like, the quick posts again for most of these, so that way you guys can, like, review what you missed, and I'll do the better, more edited versions later. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Alright. Because, yeah, I don't want to interrupt your schedule for everything. You are still a student, and class comes first.
Yeah.
Have a good night.
Yeah. Y'all have a good night, too.
Night.
I am kicking you out of this call, Seb, because you need to sleep.
Oh, no.
You're a growing college student.
Ah!
All right,
I
have
just
a good
pictured
night.
like a chia pet, except it's a college. Except it's someone in college and they get like a degree at the end.
On that note, night.
Night. And then this is also a slur, is it not?
Yeah, but it's... So this is one of those weird territories where it's the character who is
ain't gonna
of
say
that.
no racist
I know, because
slur.
I was about to say, like, I don't think that you should say it because you aren't actually of that. But if this was a real situation, it makes sense why he would say that. Because he's going, see, you're a stupid piece of crap racist because you don't even have the right racist term.
Correct. That's basically what he's saying. So insert what Alan just said here.
Well, I'm not of those ethnicities either for either of those slurs, so...
Yes. Hey, you dumbass. If you want to call me something rude, call me this. Right there.
Leo takes a sip from his milkshake nonchalantly while Clint gapes at him. His brain, which I imagine is Swiss cheese at this point, tries to come up with some kind of retort. I guess I'll be Clint. Go fuck yourself.
Nah, that's what I've got this otter over here for. Yeah, well, I'll tell you the same, but you've got a sister at home, don't you?
Woof.
Clint moves fast, swinging a fist up and around Leo's jaw. Leo's ready for him and lunges to the side, though the fist still glances the side of his face. He grabs Clint's arm and yanks him down onto the table, which knocks over my milkshake and sends it splashing into my lap. I gasp and stand up and move to the side of the table while Leo starts to rub Clint's face into the mess, smashing into the table a few times.
Stop it.
I jump as Janice shouts right next to me. Leo hears her too and turns around while still holding Clint down. The dead look is still in her eyes. The fur on her face is matted, like she's been crying a lot and hasn't had washed it since.
I am not going to deal with this today, Leo.
You know, Clint started it.
Leo's ears are flat as he looks back at Janice, clearly thrown off. Also, I just realized I had spoiled this scene earlier when I was talking about Janice. I didn't realize that this scene took place after her pee break. Underneath him, Clint snarls and thrashes.
Am I gonna have to get the taser from the back?
Slowly, Leo backs off of Clint, who immediately shoves himself off the table. I can see Leo prepare himself in case Clint takes another swing, but he doesn't even look at him. His already dirty tank top smeared brown from the milkshake. He stumbles to the door and disappears outside.
Clean up that fucking mess before you leave.
With that, the old coyote turns and stalks off to the back. She leaves me and Leo to stare at each other before we ruefully wipe up the spilled milkshake with brown napkins. There are only 2 other patrons in the diner with us, a skunk and a jackrabbit. We found one of the typos!
Hey!
But I can feel their eyes on us the whole time, and it only adds to the embarrassment. What do you think our problem is? I asked Leo under my breath as we come back from tossing the ball of wet napkins into the trash can. He just shrugs though, and I follow him quietly out of the diner into the late afternoon light outside. We walk in silence for a while, with me walking awkwardly because my soaked and sticky pants are incredibly uncomfortable on my thighs. We stop at the motel where I change and shower before grabbing a fresh change of clothes. Then we start back out again. I think this is actually probably a good place to stop because there's a good chunk left for this day for Leo, but we can totally pick that up again in the future, I think.
Alrighty. Yeah, probably best because it's getting late.
It's already getting 11:15 at this point.
I that was why I was like, we should probably aim for 11 to wrap up. And even though like I sent Seb off to sleep, we should probably get to sleep soon ourselves. So
we should too. In many ways, teachers need more sleep than students.
Oh yeah, definitely. So let's say goodbye.
Bye, everybody.